The Brisbane Broncos, and with 4 straight losses on the card too, the Burners are on full blast at the moment as they struggle to find their way through an NRL season that showed so much promise pre-season. And he's been good enough to join us tonight, the number 7, the general for this Brisbane Broncos side, Adam Reynolds. Reno, always great to catch up. You've seen it all in this game and you're a competitor to say the least. Where the team sits right now, 5 wins, 7 losses. How did it get to this point, mate?
Yeah, obviously started the year the way we'd liked, but obviously as of late, things haven't been quite the way we want it. But I can tell you that we're a tight bunch of boys. We're working extremely hard to turn things around, and we're showing glimpses in matches at the moment. We're just not constantly doing it for 80 minutes. Yeah, so obviously get back to the drawing board and got a good opportunity again this Saturday.
Reno, there's a lot of talk about the coach, Michael Maguire, that he's too tough and the players aren't quite liking his style of coaching. Can you knock that on the head right now?
Yeah, it's easy for the outside noise to obviously try and tear the team apart and the coaching staff. Look, we're working hard. We're just like any other team who train hard. Obviously, everyone can write what they want to write, but internally, we know we're capable of doing some great things here, and Madge is the right man leading us forward.
Reno, the talent in your side is absolutely unquestionable. It's probably one of the best rosters in the competition. But you said it yourself, you play good for patches of matches. How do you make sure you play well for 80 minutes and you work hard for each other, which to me, from an outside looking in, seems individually you're doing your job, but you're not working together as a team?
Yeah, I think, and that's where the frustration comes. We're good in patches, then we come up with, 1 or 2 bad mistakes. And I think internally we sort of turn to ourselves a little bit. Something we've spoken about, obviously, errors and whatnot happen in games. It's just about getting on with it and, getting back into our groove. And that's an area that we spoke about we need to be better. And, I thought for large parts of the game on the weekend, we were the better team. Obviously, didn't get the points on the board, but, a lot of positives to take out of that. Also some things to work on.
Adam, I heard you say that after the game on against Manly at Brookvale the other night. You were actually interviewed after the game on the field, straight after the contest, and said there were positives out of that part of the game and there were parts of the game where you felt like you were on top, yet the scoreboard ran against you by a long way. What were those positives that you were feeling during the contest?
Yeah, I think the second half, the start of that, we really wanted to get out there and make it an arm wrestle, kick the corners and just build pressure. I thought in the first half, defensively, we were quite poor. We weren't moving the footy, or when we did, we made some errors, so we probably went internally a bit again there. But in the second half, it was about a 20-minute arm wrestle, 20-minute period there where we thought we were right on top. Unfortunately, we come up with an error and let all the pressure off, but if we can stick in moments a lot longer like that, we know we can come out the other end.
Do you think the major issues are in the physical parts of the game or the mental part of the game? Because in a lot of the games that I've seen you play, they don't seem to handle setbacks well. When something goes against them, it usually costs them points. Does it feel like that when you're out there? Here we go again.
Yeah, I think mentally we need to be a lot more resilient. Like you said there, obviously errors and execution, when they're not great, I think sometimes we can go internally and become individuals. That's not the way we want to be. We want to be united and do it together as a team. Everyone goes out there, to play their best football. Unfortunately, we do make errors and it's a part of the game, and it's just about moving on and, getting back to the game plan as quick as possible.
There's been speculation about your future. I believe you're off contract at the end of the year. Now, a couple of years ago when you first went to the Broncos, I was talking to you up in Brisbane and you said you were loving life up there. It was a big change, a breath of fresh air from moving away from Sydney. In that conversation, I could never see you coming back to Sydney to play NRL football. Is that still the case with you?
Yeah, it's obviously been dealt with in the background. The family, we all love it up here. It's such a great place. Everyone's footy mad and a bit different to Sydney, but we're loving our time up here. Obviously, it's not my focus at the moment. It's trying to get a win for the Broncos and, quieten this noise a little bit, and then obviously that'll handle itself in the background.
Reno, your halves partner, Ezra Mann, has come back into the side after, some off-field issues. How's he going? How's he handling the pressure, particularly he faced the other night?
Yeah, I'm really proud of Vez. I think, the way he's handled himself, he's copped a lot of criticism and, rightfully so. He made a mistake as a young man. He's worked extremely hard on himself to get himself back to where he is, and he's done a lot of, work in the background that not a lot of people see, and obviously he's copping the brunt of it, from away fans and whatnot, which, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but, I thought he's handled himself excellently. He's come back and he's probably been, our best player out of those 2 games. So it's good to have the little fella back in the team, and, I'm sure we'll, click again and get the ball rolling.
Reno, other than sorting out your next year at the club, priority number 1, does it have to be securing Payne Haas's services? And are you worried that this lean patch could get him to start eyeing off other suitors?
Look, Payne's a big part of our team. He's a big part of the club and has been his whole life. So, no doubt, he's a major priority for the club to get locked up. But I think with losing games and whatnot, the outside noise can, create whatever headlines they want to create. But once again, internally, we're pretty confident that Payne will be a Bronco.
Renaud, huge congratulations from everyone here. 300 games this weekend. Firstly, huge milestone. What does that mean to you and the family? And you got a couple of highlights from those 300?
Yeah, it's obviously a privilege to play one game in the NRL, let alone 300. It's certainly a milestone that I never thought I'd reach. I would have been happy with one first grade game. A kid from Redfern who just loves the game, continually, striving to get better each and every day. And I got a lot of people to thank over my time, friends, family, coaches. I think my wife deserves a lot of the credit. She's been the backbone to everything I've done. They ride the roller coaster as much as the players do. So, big thank you goes to her. But I think, your debut, winning a grand final, playing for your state, those will be the highlights of the career.
And great to see those black jerseys being rolled out in support of the Black Dog Institute mental health awareness for that big milestone game, mate. Congratulations on the big 300 this Saturday against the Gold Coast at Suncorp Stadium. Another 350, mate, and you'll still be second down Lake Cameron here, mate. All the best, Renaud.
Thank you. Cheers,
Good
guys.
on you, mate. Congratulations, Adam Reynolds, in the face of adversity at the moment with the Brisbane Broncos joining us. So, Cameron, off the back of that, so there's a lot of that scuttle surrounding perhaps the future of Payne, whether or not it's Perth or somewhere else that he might go. The talk is that Mal Meninga is going to be announced as the Perth Bears coach as soon as this week. That leaves a vacancy for the Kangaroos coaching job.
Right.
Upsets Kevin Smith, one of the greatest of all time.
Well, I don't know. No one's asked me. No one's approached me, Brace. I'll say that much. No one's spoken to me about it. I have seen a few articles out there and my name tossed up there, but
would you put your hand up for it?
There's some pretty good candidates out there.